3 weeks ago I cleared the gutters at this property, but now I'm back to deal with a more serious and potentially expensive problem: rust. In this video I'm going to show you the tools, the process, the product I'm going to use to deal with this problem and potentially save this company a lot of money in the future. I am at Vanstyle UK, which is in my home village of Bilsthorpe. These are gutters that I clear on a regular basis. In fact, I did these about 3 weeks ago. Now they fill up fast due to the surrounding trees, and when they fill up, they hold a lot of water. The fact that the gutters are holding water is starting to cause a problem. The problem is rust, particularly around the joint. As a result, these gutters are now leaking, and if the problem isn't treated quickly, this rust could get a lot worse and holes might develop in these gutters, which will create costly repairs further down the line. So in order to tackle this problem, my job is to thoroughly clean out these gutters, ensuring I get rid of all the dirt and grime, dry them properly, and then apply a coat of Acrypol over the top. Now the reason I'm using Acrypol to coat these gutters is because it's really sticky stuff. It particularly sticks well to metal, and it forms a strong waterproof layer over whatever it coats. It's also going to prevent these gutters from rusting because it's going to seal the metal from the air and the moisture, preventing future rust. Acrypol is also flexible, so it'll expand and contract with the gutters when they move due to the weather conditions, which is ideal for this commercial setting, particularly these long gutter runs that we have behind me here. Briefly, let me give you a rundown of the tools that I expect to use today. Got various sponges and brushes for cleaning the gutters, a large water container to take plenty of water up in the basket with me. I've got a towel. I've got a few of those that I pinched from the wife this morning, and a blower to help me dry the gutters once cleaned. Brush, obviously, for applying the paint. A mixing tool, which I'll attach to my battery powered drill. And of course, the Acrypol that we'll be using to seal the gutters. Cleaning these gutters is possibly one of the most important parts of this job. It's certainly the most time consuming, but you don't want to scrimp on this. Acrypol won't stick onto greasy, slimy surfaces, so making sure it's thoroughly cleaned is imperative to the success of this job. So the way I'm cleaning these gutters is I'm rinsing it down with water, giving it a good scrub with the sponges I brought with me to lift off any slime and grime. I then rinse it down with fresh water, and I'll blow the water through using my blower to get rid of any excess grit and grime, flush it to the downpipes. I'll then rinse it again if necessary and make sure I blow all the water out so that there's no standing water to help these gutters dry in a timely fashion. Acrypol doesn't work as well when it's applied onto wet surfaces, so ensuring that it's completely dry is a must if I want a long-lasting job. So therefore I clean everything out. Thankfully we've got a nice sunny day today. By the time I get to the end of these gutters, I'm hoping that the start where I started cleaning will be dry so that I can work with it. This is a big job and I've allowed 2 days to do it. So I'm starting at the front of the property on the right hand side and working my way across. Like I said before, I put plenty of water into these gutters, give it a good scrub, and using my blower clear off all the standing water in the hope that when I get to the far end and I've cleaned it all, the place where I started will be dry enough to apply the Acrypol. Like I said before, I cleared these gutters out roughly 3 weeks ago, but already they have started to fill up again, and at the far end there's quite a lot of leaves and other debris in the gutters that I have to clear out before I can start cleaning them. And by the time I have finished cleaning and clearing the gutters, thankfully it's a sunny day and the right hand side where I started the cleaning operation is dry enough for me to apply a layer of Acrypol. Before I start applying the Acrypol, I always give it a really good stir using a paddle mixer attached to my battery drill. The fibres in the paint tend to settle at the bottom of the tub over time, and if you don't mix it properly, you'll end up with an uneven consistency. It'll be watery at the start on the top, and towards the bottom of the tin, it'll be really thick and gloopy. proper stir ensures you're getting proper and full waterproofing strength across the whole gutters. I slap it on thick, the thicker the better, paying extra attention to the joints. I really want to work the Acrypol into the joints, ensuring there's plenty over there to seal them, preventing them from leaking, and I work my way across. This is a steady job. It takes me a while, and by the time I get to the far end of the gutters, the day is done and it's time to go home. I'm back, it's the morning, it's day 2 for this gutter clean and seal job in Bilsthorpe. Yesterday took a lot longer than I expected to do the front of this building, so I'm here an hour earlier just to make sure that I get the job done in the day. However, I think the backside of these gutters are going to be a lot worse because that's where the trees are, so the gutters are going to be much dirtier, much harder to clean. However, I believe I've discovered a better way of painting the gutters, which should speed me up a bit as well. So let's get the machine off, let's crack on, and hopefully we'll get this done in the day. I was right about there being more leaves and standing water in the gutters around the back, but thankfully this seems to be helping me. The standing water has prevented the gutters from getting slimy and horrible, so by clearing out all the leaves and debris, I'm left with quite clean gutters. By this time I've realised that by cutting the wooden handle off my brush, it makes it fit in the gutter much more easily, and it helps with cleaning the gutters out. All I have to do is give them a quick scrub and a rinse down, followed by a blowing down with the blower, and they're good to go. Once they're dry, of course. I work my way down to the bottom of the gutter run at the other end of the building, and by the time I get there, it's time to go to the shops to buy another tub of Acrypol. By the time I get back with the Acrypol, the gutters are nice and dry, and I can start to paint the gutters. Towards the end of day 1, I realised that instead of loading the Acrypol into the gutters using the brush, it's much easier just to pour it directly from the tin and push it around using the brush like a squeegee. This gives you a much thicker layer of Acrypol, and it's much faster to apply. Using this method, I quickly apply all the paint into the gutters, and before I know it, I'm all finished and it's time to go home. Job's a fish. You probably noticed that I've been wearing blue gloves during this job, and that's because you don't want to get this stuff all over your skin because you just cannot get it off. Soap and water will not touch it. That said, with the best will in the world, I should have wore long sleeves, because look at that. Absolutely caked in this stuff. I should know better. This is not the first time I've used this product, and it won't be the last. And it's likely the next time I do use this product, I won't wear long sleeves either. I would say you live and learn, but it's not always the case, is it? I've finished the painting of the gutters. The machine is stowed away, so I am finished. And I feel as if I've done a lot of good here. By painting these gutters, I've prevented the rust from being exposed to the air, which is going to stop it from oxidizing any further, stopping more rust. We've also given it a nice waterproof top, filled in all the joints with some Acrypol to stop it from leaking. So not only are these gutters going to last longer, they're not going to leak anymore. So yeah, a lot of good has been done. Let me just recap what it is that we've done here. A few weeks ago, we cleared the gutters out of vegetation, at which point we spotted that the gutters were starting to go rusty. So we came back, we've thoroughly cleaned them down to get rid of any grime and loose grit from the surface of the gutters. I have then thoroughly dried them out. Well, the sun did that for me, to be fair. It's a nice sunny day. And once the gutters are dry, I have applied a liberal coat of Acrypol Plus onto the gutters to prevent any further problems. I hope this video has been useful to you or entertaining, and if you've got anything to comment, please leave it in the comments. I love to read your comments and try to reply to them all. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next job.